And welcome to the Backyard Sports Center here on Twitch.tv. We've got a really exciting game for you today. This is Game 3 of the Backyard Junior League Semifinals. So that means the winner of this game advances to the Junior League World Series. So I'll give you a quick rundown of Game 1 and 2, how we got here. This is Charguyder's Blue Fishes that are not red, and Sternwizard's Anaheim Angels. The Sternwizard Anaheim Angels are the #1 seed. They finished 11-3 in the regular season, so they had the home advantage in Game 1, but Charguyder was able to steal that game in a close 3-2 battle. And then it went to Game 2 at Parks Department #2, which is the home field of the Blue Fishes, where, sure enough, the road team was able to steal that one and force a Game 3 and another close 2-1 game. So these coaches, they have played 3 one-run games because their regular season game was also a 3-2 affair here at Tin Can Alley. So this is game number 4 in their series, including the regular season. So this is sure to be a good game, as all 3 games have been run affairs. Both coaches are very experienced. Both coaches are very good. And it looks like we are ready to go, and we are getting underway. So the pitcher for the Angels is Christina Beatty. She's pitched almost every single inning since being acquired via trade in week number 5, as the first pitch of the ballgame is a strike at the top of the zone to Wing Kwan. So Wing Kwan down no balls, 1 strike, as the second pitch is just on the inside corner quickly now, 0-2 to Wing Kwan. And that is strike 3 looking, so 3 straight pitches. Wing Kwan never swings the bat. And strikeout number 1 for Christina Beatty. So Christina Beatty, who played 9 games in the regular season for the Angels and has pitched every single game as the starter here in the playoffs, and finished second into the Clanky Award voting, as that is a swing by Zoe Mallory and a grounder back to Christina Beatty. She has trouble with it, and Zoe Mallory is safe. Finally, we see a swing from Charguyder. He decided not to wait, swung at the first pitch, and it pays off as Zoe Mallory, the speedy Zoe Mallory, is on first base for the runner-up in the MVP race, Fred Benson, who has been kept pretty quiet this series, as he takes low and away, ball 1, so 1 ball, 1 strike. Fred Benson, 4 for 6, which is respectable, but only 1 extra base hit for the power threat, as he takes ball number 2, and then ball number 3 low and inside. So a favorable count here for Fred Benson, the second baseman. 3-1. The pitch that is hit on a line to the second baseman, and it gets by. Oh my goodness, George Coleman and Cal Ripken collided and couldn't make the catch. Zoe Mallory advances to third, and what looked like an easy out there for the normally sure-handed shortstop Cal Ripken turns into runners on first and third with run out. So Charguyder is threatening here in the top of the first inning, as the first baseman Alice Gonzalez comes up to the plate. Fred Benson is going to take a free stolen base to second base. So now it's runners on second and third, 1 out for Alice Gonzalez. The 1-0 pitch, a little bit too low and outside, so Christina Beatty struggling to find the zone here the last couple batters. The 2-0 pitch, swung on and fouled away by Alex Gonzalez. So the count moves to 2-1. The 2-1 pitch just catches the inside corner. Even the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes, so Christina Beatty looking to keep the runners where they are. Her 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Christina Beatty gets a big strikeout on Alice Gonzalez, and the runners stay put. So Christina Beatty collects her second strikeout already. So with 2 outs, runners still on second and third. That brings up the next power threat in this lineup, Fabienne Callahan, who had an incredible quarterfinal series against the Texas Rangers, but has actually yet to record a hit so far. She's 0 for 4 with 2 walks and is already ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes here. And she swings and gets a hold of that one. That may get on top of the dumpsters. It will. 1 run is going to score. Fred Benson stuck at third base, but he finally starts heading to home. He will score easily. Fabienne Callahan thinks about going to second. She retreats back to first base, and Fabienne Callahan, who was 0 for 4 between Game 1 and Game 2, connects on a fly ball to right field, and the Fishes take the early lead in this winner-take-all game. So Rachel LaBuena comes up now, looking to keep the inning going. She looks at strike 1 on the inside corner. And then ball 1 a little bit too high, so 1 ball, 1 strike. Fabienne Callahan, a little bit of a threat, a non-threat at first base, as she's only a 3-speed, so very slow. Rachel LaBuena is looking to get this ball on top of the truck, and that's not on top of the truck, but that's going to be off of the wall, as that is ripped to left field as it bounces down, and now bounces high off the pavement, but Fabienne Callahan too slow to take advantage, so the runners are safe. Fabienne gets to second base on that high drive to left field off of the wall. And that brings up the all-star, the right fielder, Artie Pimbleton, who's having a good series so far. 5 for 6 with 5 singles. Doesn't have a run or an RBI, but has been putting the bat to the ball. That's all you can ask. As he swings and fouls off the first pitch, and then swings and hits a ground ball to the right side. That goes well foul. So now it's no balls, 2 strikes. Christina Beatty needing to get out of this inning without giving up any more runs. Her team is already behind 2-0 before they even come up to bat. And a swing and a miss, so Christina Beatty strikes out the side, but not before the Fishes strike with a 2-run blast by Fabienne Callahan off of the top of the dumpsters. And it's 2-0 Fishes as we head into the bottom of the first inning. So, very different strategy here from Charguyder. Ronnie Dobbs, who usually is a relief pitcher, is actually starting on the mound. So switching things up as Charguyder tends to do, and Lindsay Felgate gets a hold of the first pitch, and she sends that one high. That's going to be off of the wall. She's going to get to second base. As Rachel LaBuena has a little bit of a trouble, but knocks the ball down. Wing Kwan helps her out and brings the ball back to his pitcher. So a leadoff double for Lindsay Felgate, and that's good for her because she's been struggling in this series. She's 1 for 6 coming into that at-bat. So a good sign to get her going, as she was also tied for second in the MVP voting with Fred Benson. As Dante Robinson, first pitch swinging, hits a ground ball to first base. Alice Gonzalez picks it up, steps on the bag, and retires Dante Robinson. But Lindsay Felgate is able to move over to third base. So now the Angels have a runner at third with 1 out, looking to cut into this lead. And that brings up Cal Ripken. Cal Ripken, who will be followed by Barbara Jones, his clone. Also first pitch swinging right back to the pitcher, but poor Ronnie Dobbs, he gets mauled with the ball. It bounces off of his head, safe at first base, and that is an RBI, and the lead is cut in half, so 2-1 now in the bottom of the first inning. And that brings up, as I just mentioned, the clone of Cal Ripken, as that's first pitch swinging right to Zoe Mallory at third, who throws to second for the out, and safe at first base is Barbara Jones. So aggressive batting here from the Angels. They have swung at the first pitch with all 4 batters. Ronnie Dobbs has only had to throw 4 pitches, and finally the Angels take a pitch, as that is a strike on the bottom corner for Liz Kinghorn, the right fielder. So the 0-1 pitch is swung on and fouled away. So quickly down 0-2 is Liz Kinghorn. The 0-2 pitch swung on and hit on a line to right field, but Alice Gonzalez, playing a little bit back, is there to get the ball, step on first, and retire the side. But the Angels get a run, cut the lead in half, and so it's 2-1 heading into the top of the second inning. So Ronnie Dobbs, the starting pitcher today, who, as I mentioned, not normally the starting pitcher, usually comes in relief, and had that ball bounce off of his head to give up a run. He comes to the plate. As I mentioned before, as I've casted many of Fish's games, he had a struggle at the plate during the regular season, was the worst batter on the team, 171, was pretty quiet in the quarterfinal, in the divisional series against the Wombats. was fairly quiet but had some meaningful hits in the semifinal against Cap'n Munch, and has had a decent outing here so far, as he is 2 for 4 in the series with 2 walks, and he draws his 3rd walk of the series. So that's Ronnie Dobbs' 3rd walk in 3 games, and he's on first base. So the first runner is on, and first pitch swinging is Felix Grant, who lines one to Kurt Schilling, who throws the first for the out. The throw to second base, out is Ronnie Dobbs. So an unconventional double play. They don't go for the lead runner, they go for Felix Grant at first base first, get the out, and then the throw and tag on Ronnie Dobbs. So 2 outs and bases empty now for Wing Kwan, who's 0 for 1, as he grounds it to the pitcher, but off of first base was Barbara Jones, and safe is Wing Kwan. So Wing Kwan is a little ground ball, but the first baseman and pitcher had some miscommunication. And once again, there is a runner on first, and first pitch swinging is Zoe Mallory. That's a high ground ball to the pitcher that buys Zoe Mallory enough time to get to first base. So the speedy Wing Kwan and the speedy Zoe Mallory are able to take advantage of the bounces here at Tin Can Alley and get on for a little 2-out rally with their big power bat. Fred Benson now up to bat as he looks at strike 1 low and away. Just caught the outside corner. The 0-1 is a little bit too high, so 1 ball, 1 strike. Fred Benson singled and scored a run his first time up. Looks at the 1-1, swings, and that's a drive. That's going to be off of the wall. Will it score a run? Rounding third is Wing Kwan. Heading home is Wing Kwan. The throw is not in time. Zoe Mallory's trying to go to third. She's caught in a pickle. George Coleman running her down. Throws it to Kurt Schilling. Kurt Schilling throws it back to... And she's out at third base as the throw from the second baseman, Cal Ripken, goes back to third base in time. And the inning is over, but not before the Fishes get 1 off of that wall ball. And the Fishes extend their lead back to 2 runs. It's 3-1 heading into the bottom of the second inning. So we've already seen more runs in the first inning and a half than there were combined in the first 2 games. As Christina Beatty looks at 2 quick balls, so she's ahead 2 balls, no strikes. Swings and fouls that one away. 2 balls, 1 strike now to the pitcher, Christina Beatty. Ronnie Dobbs staying in to pitch, as Christina Beatty hits a ground ball right to the shortstop, Wing Kwan, who sets, fires, and in plenty of time retires Christina Beatty. So 1 out now, bases empty, and that brings up the second baseman, George Coleman. George Coleman 2 for 5 so far in the series, but was hitless in game 2 as he takes strike 1. Swings, and that's a high ground ball to Alice Gonzalez, and he's not able to field it cleanly. That's going to get into right field, so safe at first base is George Coleman. So both teams now taking advantage of the bounciness that is Tin Can Alley. This field's got a little bit of everything except for home runs. If you like home runs, this is not your field, but other than that, and George Coleman is thinking about stealing, but he goes back to first base as Ronnie Dobbs knocks the ball down. So Colleen Klinker looks at strike 1. Ronnie Dobbs sets, fires, fouled away by Colleen Klinker. Colleen Klinker is another batter who is 0 for in the series so far, 0 for 4. And she's now 0 for 5 as she swings and misses, strikeout. And there's a back pick attempt at first base, but safe is George Coleman. So Ronnie Dobbs with a strikeout, and that's 2 away here in the bottom of the second inning for Kurt Schilling, the third baseman. Kurt Schilling actually batting 3 for 5 so far this series. First pitch swing, and that's right to the shortstop, Wing Kwan, who picks it up, throws to Fred Benson at second base in time, and the side is retired. So the Fishes maintain their 3-1 lead now. As we head to the top of the third inning, Alice Gonzalez, the first baseman, comes up to bat. He struck out his first time. Christina Beatty sets, fires. Alice Gonzalez tries to lay down the bunt, but fouled away, straight back. So 0-1 now to the first baseman. She sets, she fires. A little bit too high. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch Swung on, and that's a sharp grounder up the first base line, but right there is Barbara Jones, and she's not going to step on first. My goodness, a little bit of disrespect there. She decides to meet Alex Gonzalez in the base path and tag him out instead of stepping on the bag. So one away for Fabienne Callahan. First pitch swinging, rips that one to the shortstop, but right there is Cal Ripken a couple of steps over and makes the nice grab. So 2 quick outs, just what the Angels needed. After 2 extended innings, they could use a quick inning on defense here, as the first pitch is too low to Rachel the Good La Buena, playing left field today. Singled her first time up to bat in the first inning. Takes outside, ball 2, so ahead in the count now, 2-0. The pitch, a little bit too low and inside, so 3 balls, no strikes to Rachel La Buena. Is she swinging on 3-0? She is, but she fouls that one straight back out of play. 3 balls, 1 strike. So Christina certainly doesn't want to give up a 2-out walk. And she's not yet. That's a strike at the top of the zone. So a full count, the payoff pitch here with 2 outs. Christina Beatty sets. She fires. And that is ball 4. Just misses low and inside. So it is a 2-out walk. The Angels were almost out of it, 3 up, 3 down. But not so fast, say the Fishes. So they get a 2-out base runner, and Artie Pimbleton, who struck out his first time up to bat in the first inning, comes back up to the plate, swings and misses strike number 1. So Christina Beatty gets ahead of this batter after falling behind 3-0 the last batter, as Artie Pimbleton rips that one, and the shift was on with the steal. So Cal Ripken was not there, and that gets down into left field, and safe at second base is Rachel La Buena. And it's another 2-out rally here for the Fishes. And that brings up Ronnie Dobbs, who walked his first time up. And as I mentioned, that was his 3rd walk in the last 3 games for the one-height pitcher. And he looks at strike 1, just clips the bottom of the zone. So Christina Beatty again working ahead in the count now. The pitch, and that's a fly ball to right field. Is that going to be enough to get on top of the dumpsters? It is not, but it hits off the top of the dumpsters and bounces down. That's going to score 1 run, maybe 2. Artie Pimbleton heading to the plate. Colin Clinker runs away from home plate. So 2 runs have scored. Ronnie Dobbs is heading to second. The throw in time. Out is Ronnie Dobbs, advancing to second, but not before he gets one off the top of the dumpsters and scores 2. So it's now 5-1 Fishes. The offense has come alive for them. The Angels have done such a good job keeping this potent offense in check, but they've now scored 5 runs in the first 3 innings. And so the Angels are behind the count, behind the 8 ball, and they got to get their offense going. They got to get their offense going, as Lindsay Felgate now down no balls, 2 strikes quickly. So Ronnie Dobbs, not normally a starting pitcher, but doing a very good job first time through the order, as Lindsay Felgate fouls that one away to stay at 0-2. Although Ronnie Dobbs is getting a little tired, so depending how this batter goes, they may get a pitching change, as that's ball 1 down low. So 1-2 now. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled away, so Lindsay Felgate now seeing 5 pitches in the at-bat, getting Ronnie Dobbs even more tired. Another 1-2 pitch. Too low, a good take on the low fastball. And Ronnie Dobbs, he thought about maybe getting a pitching change, but they're going to stick with their guy, as the swing and a high pop-up to first base. Alex Gonzalez is under it, but he drops the ball into second base is Lindsay, as Fred drops it, and going to third is Lindsay, and she is safe. An unconventional triple for the Silver Slugger, as Fred Benson commits another error, allowing Lindsay Felgate to again move up to third base. So Lindsay Felgate on third base with nobody out this time, as she was on third base with run out in the first inning. And we do see our first pitching change, as Wing Kwan, who's normally the starter, comes in now to face Dante Robinson, who grounded out his first time up, and takes strike 1 low on the inside corner. A good pitch from Wing Kwan. The 0-1 pitch swung on and a high ground ball back to the pitcher. Wing has some trouble with it, drops it, is going home. Caught in a pickle now is Lindsay Felgate. She's able to get back to third base in time. Dante Robinson's going to take advantage and move up to second base freely. So what'll go down as a double for Dante Robinson in backyard baseball terms. So now runners on second and third, nobody out. This is a good start here to the inning for the Angels, who need to get some runs. Cal Ripken looks at ball one, low and away. Wing Kwan is already a little tired. He must have gotten a little tired from playing offense, as that one is also too low and outside. So 2 balls, no strikes now. And 3 balls, no strikes. Wing Kwan has fallen behind, is at risk of walking Cal Ripken and loading the bases with nobody out. 3-0, that's a take all the way from Cal Ripken, never swinging the bat. So 3-1 now. Wing Kwan is getting low on the juice box, and that is driven to right field. That might get on top of the dumpsters. It will. That's going to score 1, maybe 2. Cal Ripken rounds first, heading to second. Dante Robinson trips on his way to home, but the throw goes to second base. So scoring is Dante Robinson, and the lead is again cut in half as an RBI double for Cal Ripken. It's 5-3. Angels still down, but threatening here in the third inning. So runner on second here, nobody out. Barbara Drones, first pitch swinging, hits a soft looper back to the pitcher. So Wing Kwan gets a much-needed quick out, as the Cal Ripken clone is not able to do what her counterpart was able to. So with 1 out now and Cal Ripken still at second base, that brings up Liz Kinghorn, the right fielder, who is taking the first pitch low and inside, ball 1. The windup and the throw. Strike on the outside corner. So 1 ball, 1 strike now. Wing Kwan, stamina may become an issue here if this inning gets any more extended, and Ronnie Dobbs is already tired, as strike number 2 is thrown, but then ball number 2 is thrown immediately after. So the count is even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, a little dribbler up the first base line. Alice Gonzalez dives. Is going to be a close play. Safe at first base is Liz Kinghorn, and she's going to move up to second. No throw from Alice Gonzalez, as a throw to second would probably allow Cal Ripken to score. So again, a backyard baseball double there for Liz Kinghorn. And second and third base, the tying run is on second with only 1 out. And we do get another timeout, and we will see another pitching change here. So a rare third pitcher comes into the game for the Fishes. They really don't like to use a third pitcher. It's usually Ronnie and Wing together, as Rachel Labuena comes in and throws a fastball down low for strike 1. But the second fastball is a little bit too low, so 1-1 now the count. Rachel Labuena will pitch sparingly. Swung on and fouled away by Christina Beatty. So now down to the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Christina Beatty looking to tie this game, as she stares at strike 3 down the middle. And that's a big strikeout for Rachel Labuena coming in relief. So now there's 2 outs. Runners don't get to advance. And George Coleman comes up to the plate. Singled his first at bat, as another fastball in there for strike 1. Rachel Labuena is throwing heat and getting ahead in the count. The 0-1 pitch swung on, and a little pop fly to the catcher. Felix Grant is able to grab that, and the runners are stranded at second and third. So the Angels do cut the lead in half, but they strand the runners there at second and third when they had 1 out, with a strikeout and a pop out to the catcher. So the Fishes hold on to their lead, and we head to the top of the 4th inning. So 8 runs now in the first 3 innings. I really thought this would be a more low-scoring affair like the first 3 games were, but it's been a very entertaining first half of the game, and another half to go, as Felix Grant looks at strike 1 and then ball 1, so a 1-1 count. Swings and hits a ground ball back to the pitcher, Christina Beatty. Thinks, sets, fires, and plenty of time. So Felix Grant still hitless now, 0 for 7 in the series. And we're back to the top of the lineup here with Wing Kwan. 1 for 2 with the single. Looks at strike number 1 on the inside corner. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2! That was a take all the way. And you know what? This may be an intentional strikeout. It is, as never swung the bat. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. And I think that was intentional there from the coach, because if you strike out, you get stamina points back. And so I think that is a calculated strikeout there to get some of that stamina back for his tired pitcher, Wing Quan. Zoe Mallory first pitch swinging. That's a ground ball to the shortstop. Quickly picks it up, throws to first, and that is a 1-2-3 inning. Just what the Angels needed. So the Fishes get some stamina back with the calculated strikeout there. We'll see if it pays off for them, as they had a quick top of the 4th. And we head to the bottom of the 4th, and Rachel Labuena stays in to pitch. So Wing Quan and Ronnie Dobbs are going to stay in the outfield, as Colin Clinker swings through strike 1 and then swings through strike 2. So quickly down, no balls, 2 strikes. Colin Clinker already has 1 strikeout today. The 0-2 pitch swung on and fouled away. Way to fight it off there from Colin Clinker. So still 0-2 now. Just misses high and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swung on and fouled away again. So Colin Clinker staying alive here on 0-2. A couple of foul balls and a good take. And another foul ball. So a good at bat here from Colin Clinker. Really working Rachel Labuena, who is just throwing fastball after fastball, and that is ripped to left field. Will it stay up high enough for Wing Quan? It will not. It's off of the wall. Heading to second. No, retreating back is Colin Clinker. So Colin Clinker, who was 0 for 5 in the series, gets her first hit. A little wall ball single. And the tying run comes up to the plate. Granted, it's Curt Schilling, who, as good of a pitcher and catcher as he is not known for his offense. And you see why there, because that is, oh, never mind. I thought it was going to be a double play, as Curt Schilling hits a ground ball to Zoe Mallory. The lead runner is retired, and Fred Benson couldn't get the relay off. So no double play, but 1 out, and Curt Schilling takes over at first base. And we're back to the top of the lineup for the Angels, as Lindsey Felgate is 2 for 2 today and looks at strike 1 low and away. Swings, and it's a sharp ground ball in the gap. Wing Quan is going to pick it up and throw it to second base in time to get the slow Curt Schilling. So a single for Lindsey Felgate. But that's not really what the Angels needed from their silver slugger, as there's now 2 outs with a runner on first, and Dante Robinson comes up to the plate, who takes strike number 1 on the inside corner. Lindsey Felgate is going to steal, and she's going to get in standing, no throw. So a stolen base for Lindsey Felgate. She's in scoring position now for Dante Robinson, who's behind in the count 0-1, but takes low and inside, ball 1. So 1-1 now for the center fielder, Dante Robinson. Swings and misses, strike number 2. So a 1-2 count now to Dante. The 1-2 pitch fouled away. So some good foul balls here. They are working the count. Rachel Labuena is getting tired. Swung on in a ground ball to the right side. That's going to go foul. So another foul ball. Rachel Labuena is only throwing fastballs, which is only making her more tired, as they cost double the stamina as every other pitch. And a good take there. Oh my goodness, a low fastball. A good take from the coach. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, counts even for Dante Robinson. Rachel Labuena, wouldn't you know it, throwing another fastball here. And that is a ground ball. It's going to pull Alex Gonzalez off the base. He dives. Dante Robinson is safe. And Charguyder is making sure Dante Robinson doesn't advance to second. So runners on first and third now for Cal Ripken, who had an RBI double his last time up off of the dumpsters. As Rachel Labuena stays in to pitch and throws a ball, Dante Robinson is going to go to second base for free. As again, they don't want to give up the run, trying to get the runner. So now runners at second and third, 2 outs still, 1 ball to Cal Ripken. And he rips that one right back to Rachel, but she can't handle it. Fred picks it up, throws to first in time by a step. And the 3rd out is retired before Lindsey can score. And the Fishes maintain that 2-run lead. So a little bend but don't break defense. And the Fishes head into the top of the 5th with Fred Benson leading things off. And he takes strike 1 just low and outside, clipping the outside corner. So a good pitch from Christina as he swings, misses, strike number 2. So Fred Benson at risk of being retired for the first time today. Swing and a miss, and he is. That is strikeout number 5 for Christina Beatty, and that's a big one to keep Fred Benson off of the base paths. So 1 out now for the first baseman, Alex Gonzalez. 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. So now 3 for 9 in the series. And he lays down a bunt. Colin Klinker's running to get it. She's not going to get there in time, and safe at first base is Alex Gonzalez. Boy, that was a good bunt. It just kept traveling, and Barbara Jones didn't want to come off of her base, so safe at first is Alex Gonzalez on a good bunt. And that brings up the power threat of Fabienne Callahan, who first pitch swinging. It's a ground ball back to the pitcher, and she fires to second, but it's dropped by George Coleman. And Christina Beatty collects and throws to first in time to get the slow-moving Fabienne Callahan. So a lot going on there. They do get the out at first base, so 2 outs now. And Rachel Abuena comes up to the plate, and I think this was an offensive coach timeout, as we're going to see a pitching change here, and you can see some of the stamina issues for the Fishes. They've been able to manage it, but still with 2 innings to go for the Angels, we'll have to keep an eye on that stamina. As Rachel Abuena takes ball 1, low and away, as she swings and fouls that one off. 1 ball, 1 strike for Rachel the Good Labuena. The 1-1 pitch. Strike on the bottom outside corner. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Christina Beatty looking to get out of the inning. Swinging, and that might be high enough to get on top of the truck. If it will, that's going to score a run. It does. That is a truck ball, and Alex Gonzalez is going to score to extend the Fishes' lead to 6-3. That's going to drop now for Dante Robinson. He collects and throws into second base. And that is a truck ball double for Rachel Labuena, and the Fishes tack on. So Christina Beatty not able to get out of the inning there, as she throws a first pitch strike to Artie Pimbleton. 1 for 2 today. So that's a big insurance run for the Fishes, as Artie Pimbleton gets a hold of that one. That's going to be a wall ball. Is it going to be enough to score Rachel? She's moving slowly to third, and now she's caught in a pickle. Kurt Schilling's running her down. Throws to George Coleman, and it gets away, and Rachel Labuena is going to get back to second base in time. So Rachel Labuena, feeling very tired, was not able to get to third base on that wall ball from Artie Pimbleton. So she'll have to make it back to second, and I can only imagine how tired she is now after that little pickle. So that brings up Ronnie Dobbs, who's 0 for 1 with a walk today. Takes ball 1, almost hits him in the face. He's got a big target there with his head, but still a ball well outside. And he swings and drills that one to center field. Is that going to get up? It's going to be off of the truck. Dante Robinson collects, throws to second. Rachel Labuena, who is absolutely gassed, is thrown out at third base. Rachel Labuena has 0 stamina left, and the inning is over. But the Fishes do get a run, so they now lead by 3, and the Angels really have their work cut out for them here. They're going to need to score at least 3 runs and hold the Fishes in the top of the 6th. So to lead off the 5th inning here is Barbara Jones, and she hits a high fly ball to right field. Ronnie Dobbs is not able to collect it. It falls, going to second, and safe is Barbara Jones. So Ronnie Dobbs, again, I just mentioned his big head is a big target there, but the ball still fell right in front of him. He's not able to catch it, so that's a double to lead things off. That's a good start for the Angels. And that brings up Liz Kinghorn, who looks at ball 1 outside. 1 for 2 today with a double herself. And I didn't get to it, but Wing Kwan is back on the mound for the Fishes, but he's already a little tired and throwing another ball and a third ball. So behind in the count, 3-0 now. Boy, as I just mentioned, as I foreshadowed, the stamina issues may be an issue for the Fishes here, as that's to take all the way from Liz Kinghorn. So 3-1 now. And she takes again, not swinging the bat there on 3-1. So now it's full 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch. Taking all the way, Liz Kinghorn gets the walk. And she was determined to waste Wing Kwan's stamina there. And what do you do if you're the Fishes? I mean, your main pitcher is tired. Your backup pitcher is tired. Your third string pitcher and Rachel LaBuena is tired. You can turn to Fabienne Callahan maybe, as that's another ball to Christina Beatty. But that one's well in the zone, a strike to even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. And Christina Beatty looks again. Oh my goodness, that was a repeat pitch in a repeat zone. A pitch you'd like to have back if you're Christina, because that could have been a wall ball or a truck ball. And the 1-2 pitch swung on, and that's a repeat pitch. Bomb to the truck. That's going to get down. How many runs are going to be able to score? It takes a good Fishes bounce. It's going to come down early. 1 run is in. Christina Beatty thinks about going to second. She goes back to first. 2 runs score, and it is a 1-run ball game. So the repeat pitch comes back to hurt Ring Kwan. He sticks with the right hook, his best pitch, but throwing it 3 times in a row gives a velocity boost to Christina Beatty. It hits off top of the truck. 2 runs score. So George Coleman comes up to the plate as the go-ahead run with a tying run at first. He takes strike 1 and then ball 1, so 1-1 now. And then takes strike 1 on the outside corner, so Wing Kwan sticking with that right hook. Only throwing that right hook. Swing and a foul ball. George Coleman stays alive. So throwing repeat pitches is always a risk, but Charguyder is not shying away from it. As George Coleman hits a little doinker that pulls Alex Gonzalez off the base, he wisely goes to second base, but it's dropped by Fred, picked up in time to get Christina Beatty. That could have been trouble there for the Fishes, but they finally get an out, as the slow-moving Christina Beatty is retired at second base. So George Coleman takes over at first. Colin Clinker gets a hold of that one, but well foul. Colin Clinker, who had her first hit of the series last at bat, takes strike number 2 on the outside corner. So now quickly down, no balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. That's a big strikeout for Wing Kwan as George Coleman thinks about going to second, but wisely retreats. So Wing Kwan needed that strikeout. Let's see if he gets a juice box. If he does, that's huge. He does not. No juice box on that strikeout. So 2 outs now for Kurt Schilling, as George Coleman is going to take second base. So the tying run moves into scoring position for Kurt Schilling here. 1 strike. The 0-1 pitch swung on and missed. Kurt Schilling down in the count 0-2. That was a good hook. It ended up, could have gone anywhere really. It ended up in a great spot. And strike 3 called, a looking strikeout for Kurt Schilling, and the inning is over, stranding the tying run at second. So the Angels get 2. They close the gap to 1. It's a 6-5 ball game heading into the top of the 6th inning. So we're in for a wild finish here, as it's a 1-run ball game into the final inning. Christina Beatty still on the mound, throws a strike to Felix Grant, who is yet to get a hit this series, as he takes ball 1 low and away. Christina Beatty up to 70 pitches, but her stamina is not usually an issue. And that's ball 2 low and inside. She's got 5 strikeouts today, so most likely got a juice box at some point, as that swung on and a little doinker back to the pitcher, Christina Beatty, and plenty of time. Throws to first base, and Felix Grant continues to go hitless in this series. Now 0 for 8 total. And that brings up the pitcher, Wing Kwan, who just got that strikeout to end the inning. So if he was able to get a juice box from that inning strikeout, the bottom of the 6th will go a lot smoother for the Fishes, and he's quickly down 0-2. Are we going to see another intentional strikeout here? We might, as he's not swinging at that one, but that's low and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Christina Beatty figures it out, throws a strike right down the middle, and that is an intentional strikeout. So doing everything he can to get some stamina back is Charguyder and the Fishes. So if he doesn't get a juice box, that strikeout is going to be super helpful. So with 2 outs now and bases empty, Zoe Mallory comes up to the plate. First pitch swinging, hits a pop-up to the pitcher. Christina Beatty is under it, but she can't make the catch. It drops. So the inning continues, and oh boy, that is not what you want, because with that error, And Zoe Mallory getting on. It brings up Fred Benson, who first pitch swinging rips it to the first baseman, but oh, she makes a good catch. So that error does not end up hurting the Angels. They get out of the inning, preserving the deficit at 1, and we head to the bottom of the 6th. It's all to play for. The Angels need 1 to tie, 2 to win. Who's going to go to the World Series? Is it the Fishes or the Angels? As Wing Kwan throws a strike to Lindsey Felgate, and we notice no juice box for Wing Kwan. So stamina is going to be an issue here to end the game. As Lindsey Felgate swings and misses, she's down 0-2. The fireball strikeout, strike 3 on Lindsey Felgate. And the all-important first out is acquired by the Fishes. And against a batter who's gone 3 for 3 today. That's the one you want to get out. So 1 out, 2 outs to go. And Dante Robinson comes up to the plate. And oh my goodness, the fireball was probably still worth it to get out Lindsey Felgate, but Wing Kwan has 0 stamina left as Dante Robinson rips that one off the truck. That's going to be a single, so the tying run is aboard. And Dante Robinson, thinks about going to second as the pitcher Wing Kwan drops that one, but wisely goes back to first. So Wing Kwan with 0 stamina, actually 0 stamina, is staying in the game. There's not a pitching change. And we're going to see a fireball with 0 stamina as Dante Robinson thinks about going to second but goes back to first. So with 0 stamina, it's literally impossible for Wing Kwan to throw a strike. You cannot throw a strike with 0 stamina. Dante Robinson again fakes a steal but goes back to first. So Cal Ripken ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. And we finally see a strikeout. Poor Wing Kwan is absolutely gassed, but wouldn't you know it, Ronnie Dobbs has reacquired all of his stamina. So maybe a timeout should have been called a little bit sooner there. So 0 stamina Wing Kwan goes to center field, and Ronnie Dobbs comes in trying to close out this game, and he throws strike number 1 as Dante Robinson again fakes the steal but goes back to first base. So 2 balls, 1 strike now. Cal Ripken looking to keep his team's hopes alive. The fastball swung on and missed. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes, and Dante Robinson is caught in a pickle. He's going to make it back to first base in time. Oh boy, but he's probably a little bit tired now because that's several steals that have been bluffed. We see a good point made in the chat there. He was trying to clear a power-up so we could possibly get a juice box. And that is strike 3 looking. A big strikeout for Ronnie Dobbs as Cal Ripken goes down looking. And the Angels are down to their final out. It's all on Barbara Jones, the Cal Ripken clone. Can she do what her clone could not? Swing and a foul ball. So that is strike 1 on Barbara Jones. Ronnie Dobbs sets, fires, and that's a high ground ball. That's going to be trouble. Felix Grant picks it up, throws to second. In time, the game is over. The Fishes are going to the World Series. Charguyder, fresh off of an BBOL World Series, is on his way to get the double. And an amazing series from both coaches. We have to commend both coaches there, as all 3 games were decided by 1 run. And Sternwizard, you got to commend him, who's also a champion. Sternwizard has also won a BBOL title before in the Little League 2 seasons ago. So he knows what it's like. And my goodness, phenomenal, phenomenal series. Well played from both coaches. And we're going to see if we can get a coach's interview here with the winning coach, Charguyder.
No. I'm kidding.
Okay, he said no, but he's not said he was kidding. So CRK, if we could possibly get some audio for Charguyder here. Perfect. Wonderful. All right. Well, Mr. Charguyder, first of all, congratulations. You've made it to another World Series. You just won the RBBL World Series, so now you're in a BBOL World Series. So my first question is, that is true. So with that win and advancing to the World Series, win or lose, Charguyder will join the Basement Dwellers in the HL. So, Mr. Charguyder, first of all, my first question is, how does it feel to win that incredibly close and entertaining series?
I every single one of our games was a one-run game. Looking back at the results, this whole playoff run by me has been very stressful because every game has been pretty close. I'm just I'm just glad I could take a little break since the other side of the bracket has to catch up now.
That is true. We have the backyard World Series winner already decided, and the top two seeds in the front yard, Uncle Pepper and Matt 95, have yet to play a game, as the first round is not decided yet. We're waiting on game number 3 between the Mets and the Phillies to be played. I believe that should be played tomorrow, if not tonight. So you made it to the World Series. You made it to the HL. You defeated a great coach in Sternwizard in 3 really close games. So I want to talk through a couple of your decisions there in that game. You had some serious stamina issues. You had a 0 stam Wing Quan there for a couple of pitches. What was going through your mind as you had a tired Wing Quan, you had a tired Ronnie Dobbs, Rachel Lebueno ended up getting tired. You couldn't get a juice box. I don't think you got a juice box all game. So what was going through your mind with those stamina issues?
So I started the game. I wanted to see if I could try out getting Wing on base, but him pitching is counterintuitive to that. So I said, okay, I'm going to start Ronnie Dobbs pitching. I usually walk Lindsay the first at bat, or I did that the first game, but she's kind of been struggling. So I said, you know what, I'm going to pitch to her, and she did amazing this game. So that strategy did not work out. But I started with Ronnie. When Ronnie got tired, I believe I forget who I went to first, but yeah, I just had a lot of stamina issues. That last inning, when I got to Lindsay, she was the only person I was afraid of. So I figured if I got her out, I would be fine. And I was very close to just getting that first strike call and then using back to back fireballs. My concern was that he would know what I'm doing after the first fireball, which is why I went for the second strike. I got him swinging, and then that allowed me to do the third fireball. And then when Wing's stamina was all the way low, I said, "What's the worst that's going to happen with the fireballs?" And it actually worked out for me because Dante kept trying to steal, and that caused him to lose stamina. So then that's how I was able to get the final out.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny when you were throwing those repeat fireballs on 0 stamina because it's impossible to throw a strike, but it ended up working out because it did lead to an out at second base there to end the game with a tired Dante Robinson. So I want to end with again congratulations to you, and I want to get your prediction about who you think your opponent will be in the Junior League World Series.
Oh no, don't do that. Uh, I would probably have to say Matt, but I think it's going to come down between Pepper and Matt, and it's honestly like a coin flip between them. If I had to choose one, I'd probably have to say Matt because I think he has the highest ceiling.
I would agree with you. I do think Matt 95, while he is the 2 seed, because he did lose in week 1 to Uncle Pepper, he did not have Sammy Sosa in that game because he acquired him via trade from you later on in the season. So I do think Matt 95 has the advantage. I personally would love that matchup as we get an RBBL World Series rematch in the BBOL. And between your offense and his offense, I think we'd probably break records for the number of runs in a BBOL World Series, possibly. So I would
I
love
don't
that.
know. I mean, I got 0 runs at Parks Department game 2 against Stern, so
That's
I
true.
don't
That's
know. I
true.
did better at TCA.
That's true. But that's against Christina Beatty,
That's true.
and Matt 95 does not have Christina Beatty, although he's been pitching really well with Johnny Omar and Fernando Diaz, his pitching duo. All right, well, I'll let you go because I know you. It's late and you've got things to do, but we appreciate you staying on for this interview, and we will see you very soon for the World Series.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for doing all the commentaries. You've been awesome.
Thank you. Your words, not mine. All right, and that's going to do it here on the Backyard Sports Center. We appreciate you joining us for that thrilling Game 3. So again, congratulations to Charguyder and the Blue Fishes for making it to the JO World Series. It's probably going to be a little bit before we know his opponent, but as soon as we do, we will certainly be streaming those games for you here on Twitch. If you want to check out our bio and check out the Patreon, it's free to subscribe and get some updates from the owner. You can also join the BBOL server and the RBBL server with the links in the Twitch. So again, we hope to see you back here soon, and have a great night, baseball fans.